Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Castle Story. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back with my Bricktrons in a creative world, in a sandbox world where we don't have to worry about no enemies, no nothing. We can relax, we can kick back. It's a bit snowy up here in the hills, and I figure we're gonna build. I figure we're gonna see if we can make some cool stuff around the world. It's not snowy down here, it is just snowy up here, and I figure we're gonna start up in the mountains. But I'm actually thinking of starting right around here, because it gives us a view over everything else, which I think is pretty cool. So, well, actually, in saying that, what we'll do is we'll start by getting some orders in here. So we're gonna wanna harvest some trees, right? So, let's go over here, let's expand that area there, and let's just say that that's all going to be harvested. I don't know what it's going to harvest, but we're going to harvest something, right? So we'll set that to be high priority. We'll get them to work on that. And we're also going to go in and say that we want to start building. We want to build ourselves a chopping block. So we're going to just throw it right about there. And I think we'll get another one. And we'll get a third one just there. And we're also going to need some stockpiles. So I'm going to throw some stockpiles just over here. I think this will be a pretty decent spot for them. We're just going to throw them in. We're not going to worry about how they look. We're just going to make them as sort of efficient as possible. But these are going to be stockpiles just initially. This is where we're going to store stuff initially, so that later on we can start moving down the mountain a little bit. So we're going to get that all done as soon as possible. Going to set the construction to high priority as well, so that we can hopefully see the chopping blocks get built up nice and quickly. Not quite sure where these guys are going with the wood there. You seem to just be dropping it right there. But you seem like you might be doing the chopping block. There we go. All right, let's set that to produce planks. And let's set you to permanently work the chopping block there, Mr. Quark. So Quark is going to work the chopping block. We're hopefully going to see some stuff come from the stockpiles real soon. And I think today we're just going to take it nice and easy. We're going to just start gathering resources. It's kind of like starting a Minecraft Let's Play, to be honest. It's, you know, gathering resources and probably not worrying too much about, you know, the dangers of the night. Because in this case, there aren't any dangers of the night, basically. That's kind of the gist of it. Let's go ahead and set these all up to start producing planks right there, so that we can get these stockpiles done as quickly as possible. We are getting a decent number of them done there, but there we go. More planks being done. More trees coming down over here as well. Not too many trees left. Some of the logs are falling a little bit, but we can get to those, I believe. We have to come down the mountain here and all the way around and all that stuff. But we'll do that soon enough. The good thing with this is that it's going to be really easy to get a bunch of Bricktrons, because we have all these shards lying around, so we can go and capture all of those at some point in the not too distant future. And getting our population up is going to be super easy, and that is something I absolutely want to try. I want to get some warriors. I know we're never going to fight, but I want to get the warriors so we can make it look like we're defending our keep, make it look like we're defending our castle. So really, really keen to get that underway and see if we can do some pretty cool stuff there. So we'll see how it goes. It might just take a little bit of time. These guys here are still working on resource gathering, which is totally fine by me. Let's maybe drop the priority of construction a little bit and put some people back in resource gathering over here, so that we can get these last few trees gone. I don't think anyone's running around here for the other trees, are they? No, it doesn't look like it. I'm not quite sure why they don't seem to be going for the other trees over here, but I don't think I'll stress too much about that. I think they might be prioritizing the wood chopping, if anything, so whatever, that's totally fine. We can, however, go ahead and set up some other gathering commands. We're going to need them. We're going to need to start harvesting some plants from around here, so we'll just set that to be a pretty wide radius, maybe moving it this way a little bit, and we'll set that to be done. We are going to want to get some boulders, so we'll grab those boulders right there and set that to be done. We are going to want to get some more boulders from over here, so we're going to set that to be done nice and quickly. We are going to need some brimstone, which we'll gather from there. We're also going to need to grab those trees as well. So we'll set that as a fairly sizable resource gathering area. And we're also going to need to get some iron from down there. So we'll set that up as a sizable gathering area as well. Now, everybody's going to be super busy working on all of those tasks for a little while. So we're probably going to want to prioritize at some point. Perhaps what we'll prioritize initially is going to be the leaves and the fibers from over here, and perhaps I think that's the boulders from right about there. So we'll set those both to be relatively high priority. The stockpiles are done, so we can actually go to these things and say, cease all production. So that's, we'll get some Bricktrons freed up to do some other stuff. So we'll stop all work on those. We'll get the Bricktrons moving out and gathering some fibers and gathering some logs and gathering some boulders and some iron. And we could, by all means, set up some production benches as well, because we are going to need them. I think what we'll do today then is, I think a bit of resource gathering, like I said, but I think we're also going to have to get all of our benches set up. So we'll get the loom initially. We are probably going to need multiple of each, to be fair. The loom makes two things, right? So what we'll do is we'll set up two looms, because one makes fabric and one makes rope. So two looms. The workbenches, I don't remember. Let's just get two of everything. No, that's way too much material. We'll get one of each, and we're just going to make what we need. I think that's a better idea, rather than two of each. So we'll get one of each, and only ever make what we need, or we'll, stock up on some of the stuff that we need. But rather than, making a shed load of everything, we'll just get one of each. So that can go there. It seems to me like this, this right here, the machine shop is slightly off-center. And clips into the altar, but that's fine. So we'll get those built up there. The weapons racks, I think we're going to get a couple of those as well. So I kind of fancy having one there and one there. And that should be fine. We're never going to need too many of those. So we'll get those constructed at some point. Obviously, some of them are going to take brimstone, some are going to take iron. I realize I didn't say to build any furnaces. So a couple of those are certainly not going to hurt. We can get one right about there and one there. One for glass, one for iron, and that should be totally fine. They're all doing some good work around here. We're getting some stone. We're getting some actually, we're not getting fibers. They're still moving a lot of logs, and I'm wondering if we get any. Yeah, they are coming down here to start grabbing the logs as well, which is fair enough. That kind of makes sense. It would be nice to get some stairs down to here. Maybe we'll carve out some stairs at some point and see how that goes. Just so, we don't have to go the whole way around. But, actually that would make sense. If we kept our storage all up here, we could have a fort down here looking over the cliff and all that stuff. That definitely wouldn't be a terrible idea. And we can actually get another Bricktron already, which is not bad. We have, meow? Is that offensive? That might be. Yeah, I may have offended people with that. Moving on. It is going to take them a while to get around there with the logs and all that, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. It'll be fine. Let them do what they got to do. These guys can start gathering some stone. Construction, it would be really good to get construction underway. So maybe what we do, and what do you... Oh, you are a woodcutter, aren't you? So if I tell you to produce planks, this guy right here can produce planks. The rest of them are going to work as normal, which is actually pretty good. So he's going to produce planks. Can I, assign you to that construction task? Yeah, I can, which is actually probably not a bad idea. So one guy's going to be assigned to make the planks. One guy's going to be assigned to this construction task. And I guess he's going to do what he can do. He's going to get everything set up. Not everything's going to be finished. It's obviously going to take a bit of time, but that's totally fine. There we go. So yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. We'll let him do what he needs to do. This guy's obviously working on the planks. These guys are working on the logs. Some working on stone. They're gathering. They're doing some good gathering, and that's all I can really ask for. This thing over here, what does this actually need? just planks, really. So planks and planks. That needs a bit of iron. That needs brimstone and glass. That needs iron and brimstone. Yeah, so we're gonna need brimstone and iron and kind of everything. So we'll just let the construction go along kind of slowly. And I don't think we'll stress too much about it. I don't think there's much point stressing too much about it. I do, however, think we are going to need to... Can I go to this? Can I click on that construction task and edit it? Because I'd really like to get more stockpiles in here. So if we just sort of get a bunch more stockpiles in as a part of that same construction task, that definitely doesn't seem like a bad idea to me. And then maybe... Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So yeah, I think this guy's going to start working on stockpiles soon enough, which will be absolutely beautiful. Everything's coming along pretty well. So yeah, I think we're making pretty good progress. I know we're just getting started, but it seems like we've got a good little string of things going on here, you know? Seems like we've got everybody sort of doing their thing, except for Brimstone. They're mostly doing fiber gathering, but that's totally fine. A lot more iron around here as well, which I'm kind of keen for. Very keen. I'm definitely looking to get as many of the shards as I can as quickly as possible. I think that's going to be a pretty big thing for me, getting those shards. Can we maybe assign like you to this task right here? Because I would like to get the forges up and running. Especially since we're gonna need them, you know? We're gonna need them for making sure we can get the, well, iron, basically. Because we are gonna get some eventually. So we'll get the forges up and running. Hopefully we have enough stone to do it. I don't remember how much stone each forge actually takes, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure we do have enough wood planks for all the wood we're gonna need for this, so that's not too much of a worry. The fibers are almost gone from this area. What's this task here? I have no idea. So, not going to stress too much about that, I don't think. That's actually a weapons rack done already as well, which is not bad. And I think that right there is a completed forge. Yes, it is. Okay, let's start producing iron ingots, I suppose. We might as well. It's not like we have any iron or any brimstone. Actually, let's cancel that because we don't have either of those things. I would like to stockpile them a little bit before we go nuts on the amount that we're going to be gathering. What's your problem? Can you move? You can move. No, you're stuck. You are very stuck. Can I get you to pick that up and then move? There you go. So you're going to do whatever it is you're going to do. Which is apparently just stand there. Oh, there you go. So you're going to start moving off with that. I guess you could probably be assigned to the stone task over there to start getting some of that for me. This task right here, I don't know what this harvest task is, so I'm going to move it to like that spot and say that it's good. I think that might have been the trees. I honestly don't know. Let me delete some of these tasks over here because they all seem to be very they all seem to be getting slightly neglected, so we'll not stress too much about them. Oh, hello. This is coming along really nicely. I mean, look at this. Actually looks pretty good. This guy here is going to be having some problems though. He's got nothing left to do. So, I mean, we could get him to work on some stuff around here, but I don't think there's much point. I think what I'll do is I'm going to assign you to the iron task, so that we can start getting some of that on the go. And start bringing some iron up to the stockpile. We could get some iron from down there as well. I just don't think we urgently need it. The brimstone, on the other hand, I think we could certainly use. So, let's grab you. You're getting some fiber. Oh, are you guys getting fiber from down there? Yeah, I guess you are. Fair enough. I want to get you on the brimstone, though. So drop off the fibers and then go start working on the brimstone rather than working on, well, anything else, basically. What are you dropping off? You're apparently dropping off... Well, you're dropping off something. I'm not quite sure what you're doing, though. Are you going to go do the fibers? I think you are. Beautiful. All right. Oh, construction's done on these as well, which is absolutely excellent. Your inventory's empty. What are you doing? You're moving that. You're moving some iron. Okay, production is actually moving along, which is kind of exciting. So, maybe what I could do is I could come over here and we could start working on... Well, we'd need to clear out the fibers first, wouldn't we? I don't want to start building down here with all these resources lying around, so we're going to need to come down here at some point and start clearing out the fibers and the brimstone and the trees and the rocks and all that stuff. That won't take too long to do, though. Especially once we free up some of the tasks around here. Because this guy right here, Mr. Quark, is about to be done with... I was going to say he's about to be done with the logs, but we're actually mining the logs at the moment. So he's going to be busy for a while, which is fair. As for the brimstone, I'm wondering, have you just started? Because I can't help but notice that it looks like we're kind of missing some brimstone, which is kind of peculiar. Could not find storage. That's interesting. Oh, these storage points aren't considered finished because the entire construction task is still underway. I think. I have no idea, really. Oh, that's where the brimstone's going. It's going into those. That makes sense. Okay. Well, can we maybe lock that construction task for a bit? Because I don't really want that construction task going ahead. What I do want to do, though, is say that you are going to produce iron ingots, and we'll just let it produce for a while. And that should be totally fine. So you are currently carrying brimstone. I assume it's to that forge right there. Yes, it is. Then I assume you'll start moving some iron as well, which is totally fine, and we'll start making some iron ingots. We could start doing the same with glass, and I think we will, because I would like to get some glass on the go. So what I'll do is I'm going to assign you to operate that, and I'm going to assign you, Baloo, to operate that one. And that seems like a good idea. So we're going to have one person making iron, one person making glass, and that is going to consume some stone, but right now we don't really need to worry about having a big stockpile of stone. I think we've used all the stone we're going to use in the construction of these. At this point, we are just waiting on brimstone, iron, and glass to get those finished. So hopefully that's not going to take too long to do. I would love to know why this is just lying out in the open like that. That's a bit of a weird spot to have it in. But, you know, to each their own, I suppose. And I've realized they can actually use these stockpiles, so I don't know what I was worried about there. Really not sure at all. There we go, grabbing a bit more iron. Still plenty of iron left to mine as well. And this right here, like this is a learning experience for me. Like being able to play this game and not worry about corruptrons is actually really relaxing. I'm really enjoying it. Because it is giving me insight into more micromanagement. Because when you're dealing with corruptrons, and I'll let you in on a little secret, the two-part thing we did, that was on easy difficulty. And I got messed up something serious. So, yeah, that's kind of curious. And interesting that this seems to be... That took a long time to make glass right there. Although I guess, technically speaking, glass probably does take a long time to make. So... I don't think I'll complain. Let's see. Anyone else working on tasks I don't want them to be working on currently? I don't think they are. I think everybody is doing something that I actually kind of want them to do. Except for you. I'm not quite sure why you aren't... What do you need to make... What do you need to make stone? Do you need the actual, like... Well, can I unassign this? So delete that task, and that frees you up to start chopping down trees. I feel like you need the actual boulder. Let me also free up this task since it's done as well. I feel like you need the actual stone, right? So can I say, like, stop auto-converting stone? That seems like a good idea for some of these. And then say that this one is only going to accept stone, right? Can I do that? Accept only stone and accept only stone. So that should be fine, right? So that means we are gonna need a new boulder task right there, which we'll set up. And then I guess we'll get you working on that task, right? So you can go start working on that. And then drop off the stone that you get from it over here. I think that's how it works. I think that's what I'm realizing. It's basically the case that we don't use the bricks, we use the raw stone, which is why you would want to set some of these to... That's actually really good. Go drop your stuff into that particular thing right there. And then get back to that task. I mean, Jordan, I don't know if... I guess you're going to go gather some of the stone that's lying around. Is that what's going to happen there? Yeah. That's really cool, actually, because that means we can continue making glass. That absolutely means we can continue making glass. Which is perfect, because there is still construction to be done over here, both with iron ingots and, well, everything else. So Mr. Baloo is going to keep up the work with the stone. Although I think he's done at this point. No, not quite. Let's put him on the construction task anyway. So he can start moving the iron back and forth to these places, which is going to be super, super good. So that right there and that right there both got some iron. He's going to grab some more. And that's not finished. That's not finished, but I imagine a bit of glass going over. That's nearly finished. Bit more iron moving out. That's going to finish the machining thing, right? No. Almost. Now, almost finished it. Okay, no, that is totally fine by me. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time, but this is coming along right here. So at this point, I think what we need to do is we need to get some capture wards, which is an iron ingot and 40 brimstone. So let me set this thing to just make capture wards. And yeah, it'll take a while, but we'll get a bunch of those and we can start capturing all of the shards that are lying around. I assume you have nothing left to do, so let me delete the task you're currently working. And that'll free you up to go do something else. They are still taking down the trees. That task there can be deleted as well. Yeah, this is actually coming along really nicely. I'm really happy with this. I do think we're going to need to get another supply of brimstone from somewhere, though. We could go get those boulders as well. We could grab that iron. Very tempted to grab that iron for sure, but I don't think we're going to go all out on that just yet. Have you seriously just finished a ward already? That's remarkably impressive, actually. That's legitimately quite impressive. We have, however, filled up our stockpiles, which is a problem. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to here and I want to grab a capture ward and I just want to throw it right down beside this crystal. So right there, done. We'll get someone to work on that ASAP. There we go, got the word out. Hopefully you're going to do it. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to capture this shard down here and that's going to help us out quite considerably. We do, however, need more storage. So let's go in, let's start building, let's go to structures, and the good thing with stockpiles is they will consume some of the planks that we have lying around in storage, as well as providing, well, more storage. Funny how that works. So we'll get those in here. We're just going to expand across like this, I think. Not quite like that. But just expand across like this. We could go, well, we can't actually go right next to the crystal. But I think that will probably work for the time being. So we'll set that to be done. They can start working on the construction. We have actually just captured this crystal, which is beautiful news. I'll set this guy to go ahead and make another capture ward, because we do have the iron, and I think we do have the brimstone. So we'll get that done super quickly. And hopefully that will help us to get more Bricktrons a little bit more quickly. Well, I say hopefully. It absolutely should. I think the next crystal is going to be that one, then that one, and that one, yeah. Basically, we're just going to move down the mountain and grab all the crystals that we possibly can. It's kind of that simple. I do hope they don't need to be connected up, though. That could be a pain in the butt if they do. But I don't think they do. I do, however, think I would like to have you there, buddy. Mr. Quark. Actually, no, Mr. Quark, you're not the one who wanted to do it. You are going to work on the construction task there. So you're going to get those stockpiles done. And we do have another capture ward. So let's go ahead and set it up on this crystal right about there. And that should be absolutely beautiful. That'll make things go nice and quickly. And is that another one? No, that's some iron. That's totally fine by me. Let's queue up another one of these guys right here, another capture ward. And that really shouldn't take too long. We do have plenty of iron. We still have, well, we have 20 brimstone. I think we need 40 though. So at this point, I think we do need to go and set up some brimstone mining just over there, which is a bit of a distance, but it's all we really got at this point. We are going to need to set up a quarry real soon as well. We do need to find a good quarry location, which might actually be up here as well. Now that I think about it, maybe this is going to be like our sort of production area until we get a proper little castle thing built somewhere. I think that might not be a terrible idea. I think that might actually sort of work out. So I guess we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Either way, let's go ahead and grab... I want to grab 2 of these guys. I just want to make sure that they're not all currently actively working. Let me go ahead and cancel that task. I don't think we need any more logs. So we'll get that canceled. They're still going to move stuff about, I think. But you are going to go and work on that task so we can get that built. And then we have one already going to deal with the brimstone. So that's pretty good news. We have them both going around and doing a whole bunch of different things. Yeah, you're moving off with the capture ward. We do have another one that's sort of being worked on there. This little guy doesn't know what to do with himself because he doesn't have the materials to finish this last bit of construction right here. What does that actually need? Glass. I mean, there is one bit of glass there. What if you go and, like... Can I get you to go and, like, pick up that bit of glass? No. That's kind of unfortunate. You could go grab that one, though. Like, go grab the glass from there. And then... No, not those resources. Put the resources back. Can I get you to just work that, maybe? Just assign it for the time being? So he's going to work the glass. Which is fine, because we're making more of it already, so whatever. This thing here is currently being captured, so Huron, I actually want to set you to start working that. Because that seems like it makes sense to me, to get you on the brimstone nice and quickly. So we can get 2 people working that. We are about to capture our second crystal. Alright, not bad. Alright. I'm liking this. Definitely feeling like we got some progress. Baloo, I want you to get back to the construction task because the glass is actually there to finish the last little bit of construction, and then you're going to be freed up to go and do whatever you want to do. So there we go. The construction task at this point, I believe, is done. Are we missing anything? I feel like we're not. I feel like it's done. So I feel like we can say, you know, no more construction. And... Oh, wait, no, hold on. Is that part of the same construction task? I have no idea. I don't think it is. Let me click there and let me cancel that construction task. There we go. So that frees you up to go and do literally anything else, which is good in my book. That's definitely going to be a good thing. So... Brimstone, I guess. We'll let them gather some brimstone, bring it back up. A lot of that can go into smelting. We have another capture ward, which is beautiful news. So we can head down here and set up another capture ward just by this shard. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get... let's see. Do we really need to be making so much iron at the moment? We have a decent bit of it. So I think we'll get you to work on, well, maybe moving that to start with. So go clean that up. Or don't. That's good too. Pick that up. And then put it there, I guess? Drop it into there. That works. It would be nice to get this whole area cleaned up, but I think what we'll do is we're going to set you on that construction task right about there. And that'll be beautiful. So we're going to get another... Oh, no, you're doing it. All right. In that case, just go there and then do whatever you want to do. But we are at 300 points out of 400 towards a new Bricktron, which has me very excited. So, I suppose, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to leave it there, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for today. I know we haven't built anything yet, but we're getting there. I think we've got a pretty good start. We have our resources gathered. We are going to need to get more stone, but I think what we'll do is next time we'll get the quarry set up. We'll keep expanding out with the capture wards. The more crystals, the more shards we get, the quicker we're going to get Bricktrons in future. So the idea is that eventually we're going to be getting Bricktrons like crazy. So I suppose we can leave it there if it's going to be crazy. And with that in mind, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you kindly for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!